Hello everyone, Carson here, and in this video, I'm gonna be solving Wordle number 1522 and New York Times Hard Sudoku for August 19th, 2025. So let's get this video started with Wordle number 1522. I'm gonna start with the word nicer. Alright, only got the R yellow, so this letter goes somewhere else in this word. Now it can certainly be a double consonant involving R at the beginning. D-R-T-R, P-R. We've also got FR, GR, and BR, even WR. Um, hmm, so many possibilities. It doesn't have to be something R, it could also be RT or RP, RM ending. Um, so I can try something like blurt, for example. Or I can try proud. This tests for more vowels though. O and U. Let's try it. Okay, well, I certainly did not expect the D to be yellow, so that's quite helpful. Um, so O goes somewhere in this word. We don't know about the A yet. Hmm. I mean, I don't think roads is gonna be the wordle answer. I don't think there'll be a plural as an answer, but I'll try it anyway, because, I still want to see where those letters go, and see if there's an A in this word. Okay, so I've placed the R, O, and D, which is all the letters I've got currently. Would it be a double O? But what goes after the D? I think after the D it has to be a Y or another O. But the middle can't be O because it's yellow. So could it be double D? Hmm. Rowdy. Ah. Alright. I don't know how I just did not think of this word at all. Like, it just never came up my mind. So, yeah, got it in 4 tries though. I'll still take that. I think the third guess of roads really helped. Placing the R, O, and D, the last letter had to be either a Y or an O, or a vowel, but I've eliminated all others. So, yeah, this limited the last letter, I mean the possibilities. And then I just had to figure out the third letter. That's it. Alright, so I got today's Wordle answer, Rowdy, in 4 tries. This is Wordle, number 1522. Let's now move on to New York Times Sudoku. Again, today's August 19th, 2025. Let's start the hard difficulty Sudoku for today. Okay, I see that these sevens point up, and these sevens point right. These ones force the digit 1 into one of these two cells in block 8. The digit 8 in block 2 is forced into one of these two cells. We have these 5s pointing up, and this cell sees another 5. So in block 3, the digit 5 is forced into this cell, then these 5s point left. The digit 5 in block 5 is forced into one of these two cells, which both lie in column 6. So there's a hidden 5 here. With this 5, they point down to force the digit 5 into one of these two cells in block 8. Now this pattern is kind of, um, you know, I can't spot anything yet, but I feel like this is gonna be, like, there's a key spot involved in this kind of pattern. I don't know. Well, we'll just have to keep looking. Haven't looked at the 4s though. These 4s point up, and this cell sees another 4. These 4s point right, this cell sees another 4. And look at block 9, we have these 4s pointing in. So the digit 4 in block 9 is forced into one of these two cells, which both lie in the same column, column 9. Oh, there's a 247 triple. Right, so I'll talk about this force here first. The digit 4 in block 9 is forced into column 9, so a hidden 4 here eliminates 4 from this cell, and gets 4 placed in this cell in block 6. Alright, now to the 247 triple. As you can see in block 9, the digits 2, 4, and 7 are missing. 2, 4, and 7 here force these 3 digits into these 3 open cells only. So in order to fit 2, 4, and 7 into block 9, I have to make these 3 cells reserved for 2, 4, and 7. So these 3 cells form the 247 triple, which eliminates all other digits from these 3 cells. So the triple here makes the other 2 remaining open cells in block 9 an 8-9 pair, but this cell sees an 8. So I can actually place 9 and 8 this way. So there we go, the 247 triple came in handy for placing the 8 and 9 down here. The digit 8 in block 6 is forced into one of these two cells. Let's have a look at row 9. The missing digits are 1, 3, and 5. This cell sees a 1, so it's 3, 5. This cell sees 3, so it's 1, 5. This cell sees 5, so it's 1 or 3. Well, these 6s, they point left. Okay, so this cell is a naked single. I was just looking at the missing digits of column 4. Well, the missing digits of column 4 are 1, 2, 5, and 9. This cell sees 1, 5, and 9. So this cell has to be a 2. You can always double check by using this method. This cell sees or cannot contain 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the only digit possible going into this cell is 2. And keep in mind that in Sudoku puzzles, we cannot leave cells to be empty, because empty cells break Sudoku puzzle. So to avoid empty cells, I have to put a 2 into this cell, because it literally cannot contain any other digits. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 all cannot go into this cell. So the only possibility left is 2, so I have to put a 2 into this cell. Leaving 1, 5, and 9 in this column, this cell sees a 1. So 1, 5, and 9 like this. Now this 2 also is quite useful, because now the digit 2 in block 1 is forced into one of these two cells, which form a 2-4 pair in these two cells. As you can see in block 1, the digits 2 and 4 are missing. These 2's and 4's force both 2 and 4 into these two cells only. So in order to fit 2 and 4 into block 1, I have to make these two cells reserved for 2 and 4. So these two cells form the 2-4 pair, which eliminates all other digits from these two cells. Now, 1 is certainly not 2 or 4, so 1 is eliminated from these two cells, with these 1's pointing in. The digit 1 in block 1 is forced into this cell. Wow, this is super handy. Very, very useful and very key. First, you spot the 2-4 pair in block 1, which eliminates 1 from these two cells, and then you can immediately place the 1 here, which then eliminates 1 from this cell, and now for column 4, these two cells see another 1, so the digit 1 in this column is forced into this cell. Then the cell sees 5, so 9 and 5 like this, and it also completes row 9, because 5 goes here, and then the 3. Wow, okay. So the 2-4 pair gave us a lot. By placing the 1 here, I could complete column 4 as well as row 9. Super useful. Alright. Anything about the 5s? Yes. The digit 5 in block 1 can be placed into this cell now, and 5 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells. The digit 3 in block 7 is forced into one of these two cells. The digit 1 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells, and in block 2, 1 goes into one of these two cells. 2-4 pair in block 1 makes the other 3 open cells a 3, 6, 7 triple, but this cell sees 6 and 7. So 6 and 7, both of them, can only go into these two cells in block 1, so these two cells form the 6-7 pair, which makes the cell a 3. Eliminating 3 from this cell, and getting the 3 placed in this cell in block 7. Now, the digit 3 in block 4 is forced into one of these two cells, and this cell now cannot contain a 6. It sees 6 from the 6-7 pair. So 6 in block 7 is forced into this cell. Now, this cell sees a 9, so for block 7, 9 and 8 this way to complete the block. These two cells for the column contain 7 and 9, but this cell sees a 7. So 7 and 9 this way to complete the column, which makes these two cells a 1-8 pair, but this cell sees 8. So 8 and 1 this way. Then the digit 8 in block 6 is forced into this cell. Alright, 2, 4, 8, and 9 are missing from block 8. Well, we've got an 8 here and a 9 here. Putting 8 in one of these two cells and 9 into one of these two cells, but 2 and 4 are, not that restricted. 1 in block 6 is forced into one of these two cells. Oh, the digit 3 in block 3 is forced into this cell, which puts a 3 in one of these two cells in block 6. Now, the digit 9 in block 3 is forced into this cell, which makes this cell 2, 4, or 7 for the column, but it sees 4 and 7. So yeah, it can only be a 2, because the column still has 2, 4, and 7 missing, but this cell cannot be 4 nor 7, so it must be a 2. This 2 points down, making this cell a 2. Then this cell sees a 7, so 4 and 7 this way. So the missing digits of row 7 are 2 and 9, which means the missing digits of row 8 are 4 and 8. In block 3, the missing digits are 2, 6, and 7. The digit 2 is forced into this cell. Which leaves a 6, 7 pair in these two cells. In column 7, 3, 6, and 7 are the missing digits. So this cell sees a 7, so 3, 6, 3, 6, 7. In row 1, 6, 7, and 8 are the missing digits. This cell sees 7, so 6, 8, 6, 7, 8. This cell now sees a 2. So 4 and 2 this way to resolve the pair. Now 4 in block 2 is forced into this cell, which completes row 8 by placing 4 and 8 this way. This 8 eliminates 8 from this cell, and gets 8 placed in this cell in block 2. And this cell sees a 7, so 6 and 7 this way to complete the row, which makes this cell a 6. These 3 cells form a 1, 7, 9 triple for the column, but 7 is forced into this cell, which makes this 1 and 9, like this. This cell sees a 7, so for block 2, 7 and 1 this way, which makes this 6 and 7. This cell sees a 6, so 3 and 6 this way. So the digit 6 in block 5 is forced into this cell. And then 3 and 5 for the row. These two cells for the row, for row 4, form a 2, 3 pair, but this cell sees a 3. So 2 and 3 this way, 9 and 2. This cell sees a 3, so 5 and 3, 5, and this Sudoku puzzle is complete. Alright, so I finished today's New York Times Hot Sudoku in a bit under 14 minutes. So, I'd say the Sudoku puzzle is, around the, I would say, around the right difficulty. I mean, to me, it was mostly straightforward. Spotted all the key spots, quite quickly, and solved it quite smoothly. So I'll go over all the key spots as a quick summary. So towards the beginning, the 2, 4, 7 triple in block 9 was quite key. Towards the beginning. Because this 2, 4, 7 triple gave us the 8 and 9 immediately. And later on, there was the 2, 4 pair in block 1. Oh, but before that, there was the naked single 2 that was more important. So you can just look at column 4 for, if you want to spot it faster. Just look at rows or columns and see if there are any restriction or limitations on, the possibilities of what digit goes into those cells. So after the 2, 4, 7 triple, the next key spot was the naked single 2 in block 2. Row 1, column 4, naked single 2, right here, in block 2. After that, after placing this 2, the next key spot is the 2, 4 pair in block 1. The 2, 4 pair in block 1 was very, very significant, because this 2, 4 pair let us place the 1 immediately in this cell in block 1, which then you can immediately complete column 4 and row 9. So that was very, very key and extremely useful if you could spot it. And yeah, after that, I don't think there were many tricky or difficult things you need to find. So it was mainly those, like, I think after I spotted these, everything went smoothly after that. So not many tricky spots after that. So to sum it up, the key spots for this Sudoku puzzle are the 2, 4, 7 triple in block 9, the naked single 2 in block 2, and the 2, 4 pair in block 1. So this is it for this video. If you have any other questions or difficulties, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be glad to reply you, and hopefully this video helped. So to me, mostly straightforward, but again, around the right difficulty. For hot Sudokus, of course. So yeah, this is it. Today is August 19th, 2025. In this video, I've solved Wordle number 1522 and New York Times Hot Sudoku for today. I'll see you all next time. Bye!